Welcome back. On this part of the video, what I'd like to share with you is information on the exterior of your property. Now, once again, everything I'm going to talk to you about are things where you put in $1 to get $10 back on the value, because there's some things you can put in $10 in and get $1 back, but we may talk about that at another point. At this point, I want to show you the simple, easy things that cost very little to do. They get you a much higher return on your property, starting with the exterior of your property. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to paint your front door and your mailbox and polish the hardware. Now, this doesn't cost a lot. The front door is a door that gets used the most on the house because that's where people come in and come out. Look at the door. Does it need paint? If not, then make sure it's clean. Many times I see front doors and the paint looks like it's oxidized and faded, and it's not very welcoming. Okay. Also, your mailbox. Most people don't think of that, but once again, it's a little fine detail that makes a big difference. Also, polish the hardware. Next time you go to a house and you see double doors, look at the doorknobs. You're going to see one doorknob that is nice and bright and shining, and the other doorknob is faded or dull, and it's not shining at all because one's used and one isn't used. You want to clean them both to where they look the same. Okay, and then it looks brand new. These are little simple things that we don't notice because we use them all the time. But when someone else comes in, once again, those are very fine details that make a big difference. Okay, how about this one, number 2? Someone comes to see the house and they're waiting in the front, and they start pressing the doorbell, and they're waiting. They press the doorbell and they're waiting. They press the doorbell doesn't work. It's an easy fix. You can get kits. I repaired the doorbell at my house. It was hardwired originally, and I bought a kit. I think it was $18 or $20, and it's wireless, and it's a little button, and you attach the button to the front, and you press the button, and it sends a signal, and the doorbell rings. Right, and I have it in the middle of the house where I can hear it from anywhere in the house or even from the front door. So, there again, it's a small investment, but with a big return. Also, if your house has any kind of wood siding, aluminum or vinyl siding, there again, if it's aluminum and it's dull and it's dry, paint it. If it's vinyl siding and it's got marks on it or dirt and what have you, clean it. Okay. If it's wood and it's cracked and it's beyond repair, you might want to just take it off. Okay. Also, number 4, you want to sweep and clean your walkways. Okay. The one thing, here, imagine someone coming to see your house and they're walking down the walkway and they got to step over stuff. Oh, wait, here's some dirt, and move this, and that's a big drawback. And this is a simple, easy thing to do. Also, number 6, organize the garage. I use my garage to park my cars in. Some people don't. Many people store their stuff in the garage. So when a buyer comes and they open the garage door and they're looking in the garage and you got stuff stacked up to their chin and they can't even get in, that's not good. Once again, wow, what a tiny garage, I can't see anything, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Whereas if it's open and it's cleaned and everything is organized, wow, look at this garage. I mean, people don't get turned on to garages, but they sure can get turned off. And if they see a garage where everything's organized and in its proper place and there's room for cars, that's a definite plus. Okay. Also, you want to check the locks on the entryways for the side gates, for the front and the back. If you've got a lock that's all busted off and the gates in need of repair, and they're pulling the gate and it's dragging on the ground and the lock's just hanging there and the hardware's busted, it doesn't take much to adjust the gate, repair the lock for the front and the back, especially if the house has a swimming pool, because by law you have to have a proper lock on the front if you have a swimming pool in the back. Okay. And number 9, you got new carpet in your house 3 months ago, but your cars are leaking oil all over the driveway, and so what's happening is they're walking in the oil. You're in a hurry, you come home and you get out of the car, you step in the oil, and next thing you know you walk in the house and it's right in your carpet. You've created another job, you made the carpet, you've stained the carpet, and it's a good source for bringing in the oil as if it's all over the driveway. You could rent pressure cleaners. They have them with the water. Or another good way to remove oil stains and oil from your driveway is you take detergent soap like Tide or something like that, and you sprinkle it on the oil and you let it set. And what happens is that detergent will absorb the oil, and then it kind of like hardens. It turns from white to like a smoke brown color, and then you wash it off. Or you might want to get a steel wired brush, and once you left it on there for 24 hours, take that brush and put some water on it and scrub it out to make sure you get rid of those stains, and it will work. Or if you have a pressure washer, you can do the whole driveway, and it digs down in all those little cracks and removes all that stuff. Okay. Also, you want to check the outside of your house for any cracks. We live in Southern California, and there's earthquakes. We're going to have cracks somewhere. Or you may have alkaline that's coming up in the bottom of the house from the soil that causes the stucco to fall. And next time you go, you'll see that. I mean, I see properties all the time. That's quite common. So it's real easy. Instead of leaving it like that, you can buy a stucco mix, repatch it, paint it. It's over with. Sometimes they're little small areas, and it doesn't take a lot to do a little small area. Okay. Also, while you're out there, you look at your trim, number 10. The wood trim around the house. Many times, if it's dull and it needs painting, you can paint all the wood trim around the house, just on the board that faces the house there. Paint all that, and it's like giving the house a facelift. It really does make a big, huge difference. Also, if there's any spots on the house or where it's dingy, you might want to try and paint those small areas first. Or if your house hasn't been painted in 20 years, the exterior, paint it, because it doesn't cost a whole lot of money. Painting the entire exterior is probably the one thing that costs more than anything else. But if you got to spend a few $1,000s, $2,000 on painting, and it gets your house to sell that much faster, and you create a feeding frenzy because everybody wants the best house, a really good looking house in the block, then it's to your advantage. Okay, that ends it for this part on the exterior. If you ever had any questions to any of this, you can always get a hold of me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you.